It's a cold one out there. Stay safe, everyone. Well, thank you all for joining me again today. I have something really fun for you guys in store today. As you can see, we've got a nice rupture on this paddleboard. Alright, well, let's get started now by pulling out the Dremel tool and start grinding away the old glue that's in there and start cleaning up these surfaces. But before we go any further with the grinding, let's see how loose the fabric is, so we know how much glue and how much prep we got to do. Alright, let's get these areas masked off with the masking tape, so we can start doing our prepping and grinding. So due to a camera error, we never had a chance to show the prepping portion of this video. So we're just going to get straight into start mixing the glue and doing the glue application. Remember to follow the manufacturer's specifications for each layer and the waiting time for each layer. And as you'll see in this video, I am doing the glue application on the blue seam strip first before I do the red side. And the reason for this is because the red seam is going to overlap the blue. Now let's get the blue seam lined up and start putting as much pressure as we can. As you'll see, I have to do a little bit of adjusting here because there's a few air bubbles that I got to get rid of. As you can see, it is fighting me a little bit here, but I do get it into place. Now that we've got the blue seam lined up, let's go fight with the red one. Once again, I'm going to line up that red seam. And once you've got it all lined up, start putting the pressure needed where it needs to be. Just gotta do a little bit of touch up here because once again, it's fighting me. As you can see, I'm kind of massaging the fabric into place there so I can get that seam to line up properly. Now I'm going to use my tool to get rid of any air bubbles that's in the seam there. Now that you can see I've got that red inner seam lined up, I'm going to start to work on that blue outer seam. I'm now going to start masking off that outer seam there so we can get it lined up and get it glued into place. Let's start applying our layers of glue and wait in between each layer. Now let's get everything lined up and start putting pressure where it needs to be. One thing to remember is pressure is key to this glue sticking. As you'll see, I'm going to use my burnishing tool and also my hard roller tool because I'm going to try to roll out and push out all the air bubbles that's in those seams so I can get a good seal. So I'm now on the next day, and I'm now going to put an outer patch on right where that seam had ruptured. Once again, going to get everything cleaned and prepped for the glue application. As you can see, I'm now aligning the patch that's going to be the main support for that ruptured seam. Using my hard roller tool, I'm going to put as much pressure on that patch now to relieve any air bubbles that's in there and also to make that glue bond as strong as possible. Using my MEK now, or you could even use acetone, but I'm going to clean up the patch area so it's all nice and done. Now going on to the next stage, I'm going to inflate it and pressure check everything. And just like that, she's ready to hit the seas again. Well, that was a very painstaking project. But hey, anyone can do it if you take your time. You know, be patient. Patience is key with this with these repairs. So yeah, I'm gonna get back to sorting my supplies now. But we'll see you guys on the next video. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed all the content. And hey, stay tuned. There's going to be more coming up. Thanks again.